I lost everything during COVID. I lost my job.
Oh, wow.
I was going through heartbreaking love story. So let's call it a crisis.
Yep.
We were sitting at a dinner table and my auntie said, no, she's your mommy. She came back to take you. I'm like, no, who is this lady? And my mom was, oh my God, no, my baby.
But I imagine you were scared and confused as well.
Well, she was a stranger, right? Because if you went to your, your grandma and your aunt at 8 months and then all of a sudden your mum turns up and you're saying, but who is this person?
Was there anger?
Oh, yes.
How was that anger showing up?
So I'm not going to ask you for help. I'm not going to tell you my needs. I'm going to expect you to know exactly what I need. And if you don't, offer, if you don't guess my needs, I'm going to lash out. It takes courage to take the move and go and ask for help. But it's a must if you want a little bit of freedom, a little bit of relief, a chance to live your life differently and actually enjoy
even the simple things.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to A Bunch of Therapists with me, Michaela McCarthy.
And me, Dipti Solanki, bringing you stories and insights from inside the therapy room. So this week's guest is Alina Badescu. What a beautiful ball of energy she was. And I think the really lovely thing about our conversation with her is that she really brings to life Bowlby's attachment theory.
Her upbringing where she was brought up by one part of her family and then went back to the other part of her family where, when you're tiny, you just don't understand.
No, can't make sense of it.
And it does affect your attachment.
I just really appreciated how openly and vulnerably she shared as well.
Yeah.
And some really powerful parts of her story that I think will resonate so much with many viewers and listeners too. So, yeah, great guest.
So, Alina, welcome to A Bunch of Therapists. And, on our podcast, we talk about stories and we have a conversation. So tell me first, what made you train as a therapist? Because it's not everyone does that.
Thank you for having me. I've been reflecting a lot about this. What made me? I think there were many times when I was looking in the mirror and I had no idea who I am.
Yeah.
What I like, who I am, what I want to do in my life. And I think it was a lack of something, but I couldn't put my finger on. I didn't really knew what is missing. A purpose, doing something.
So how was that showing up in your life? What were you feeling? What were you doing?
I was unhappy. I was sad. I was depressed. I had no idea, obviously. From the outside, I wouldn't say I had it all, but, I had a job, I had my family, everything was okay, but it wasn't.
But you know what? It's interesting you say that because there'll be a lot of listeners and viewers out there that, assume that when you're depressed or whatever the issues are, that you have to get so bad before whatever.
Yeah.
But actually, a lot of people walk around traumatized. They have anxiety. They're depressed. They feel many things, but they normalize it as if, well, that's who I am. That's who I am. And everyone else is like that.
So from the outside, it looked like your life was good and you were okay, but you weren't feeling
well, you
that.
function. There's a functionality.
Survival mode.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't it? But when you are in it, in that state, you don't really know. You don't really feel. It's just like an experience on repeat. You go to work, you do your thing, you come back, you waste time of social media or whatever it might be the case. You numb yourself eventually.
What were you numbing yourself with?
Everything. Like, social media mainly, food. I don't drink alcohol, but I do smoke. Stuff like that.
Anything that helps to numb, right?
Yeah.
But I think also a lot of people don't know that they're doing it.
No.
They're
Well,
not aware
that's
that
the
they're doing it.
perverse way.
Did you know you were doing it?
No.
Okay.
We're just, woo. Good. Yeah.
You're just cracking on doing what you were doing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But then you looked in the mirror and then you felt this sense of unhappiness, not knowing who you were.
Yeah.
And then what next?
Maybe it sounds like a cliche, but genuinely, I used to look into the mirror and who the hell am I?
Yeah.
What am I doing
But
with my
that's
life?
what got me into. I looked in the mirror, so I can relate to that. I did look in the mirror and thought, you know, who am I? What is this? This is just, my life's just not happening. It was happening, but not how I wanted it to happen. But I didn't know what that was.
So how did it play out for you?
I lost everything during COVID. I lost my job.
Oh, wow.
I was going to heartbreaking love story. So let's call it a crisis.
Yep.
It was a crisis. Everything was on fire.
Okay.
So I managed to get another job, which made me profoundly unhappy. My ego, my self-esteem were crushed.
What was the job?
A housekeeper in a hospital. So prior to that, it was something, let's call it a management position. And so, yeah, my ego was like, you know,
What am I doing
what
here?
am I doing here? I want something else. I want something more. I know I can do better. But what? Choosing to go for counseling, I have no idea where it came from. It's just a love of working with people, no matter what. And so one day I was looking for another job. I don't know how I came across the school, and I just click on it and, oh, okay, let's give it a try.
So you signed up.
Yeah, I never had a clear path or a plan, or
But
I
sometimes that's better.
to be honest, this is how I end up coming to UK. I never
Tell us about that.
just the same. I got frustrated. I was a single mom. I was working 24/7. I'm not even exaggerating. And I knew I had to change something. I wanted to give a better life to my children.
Where were you living, Alina?
Romania.
Okay.
I used to work in a factory. I don't even know how to describe it. It's a factory that is building refrigerators. And so I had a few people under me. I had to manage and stuff like that. But I was surrounded by men's very misogynistic atmosphere. And so when I had enough, I just gave my notice and another few things that I can't verbalize here.
That sounds quite juicy, actually.
I know.
I want to know what it is now.
I know, I can't. I made a promise that I'm not going to speak any French. And so, I left.
With your kids?
No,
You
on my
came?
own for the first 2 years until I managed to build something. And then I brought them in and I never looked back.
It's not unusual for people to leave another country and then their kids come afterwards when they're settled.
Yeah.
So you grew up in Romania. Tell us about that.
I grew up... I'm going to get emotional now.
Take your time.
With my mom's family. God, I don't know what's happening. From 8 months to 2 years, obviously. I can't remember pretty much nothing from that time. But it was a beautiful, beautiful place to live. And so it was her mom and one of her sisters with a husband and 3 children. So it was a big family, very vivid and very, I don't know, it was full of life. It was wild. It was wild. It was complete freedom. No nagging, no rules, pretty much, you know. So we will leave the house early in the morning. They had like a small farm with animals.
So it's free outside.
Sounds idyllic.
I loved every moment of it. So they had sheep and cows and chickens and, you know, stuff like that. And we used to take the cows in the morning. My grandma used to have a piece of land next to the forest. So we will just leave the animals there and straight to the forest all day long. Mushrooms, chasing squirrels, or climbing
So it's really freedom.
in the trees. Yes, freedom. And it was safe. It was safe.
You felt safe.
I felt safe, yeah. Yeah. I never felt like I'm an outsider. They never treat me differently. So for me, they were my parents.
And did you know that your mum sort of asked them to look after you? Did you know anything about your...
Later on, they came and picked me up when I was nearly 2 years old. And that was a heartbreaking moment for my mom, bless her. Because I got used to, you know, calling mom another woman, my aunt.
Right.
And then...
But that she was your mum, huh? Because when you're little, it's the attachment and stuff.
As far as I can tell from a story that my mom told me, we were sitting at a dinner table and my auntie said, "No, she's your mommy. She came back to take you." "No, who is this lady?" And my mom was, "Oh my God, no, my baby."
But I imagine you were scared and confused as well.
But she was a stranger, right? Because if you went to your, you know, your grandma and your aunt at 8 months and then all of a sudden your mum turns up and you're saying, "But who is this person?"
"Let's go home." "What do you mean, let's go home?" "I am home." Yeah, they took me with them, and then every summer they will bring me back. Yeah.
So where was home for you then when you were growing up, going back to the summer to your family?
Nowhere, to be fair. I hated every moment spent with my real parents, my mom and dad, yeah.
Say more about that.
I hated because there was no freedom. There were really strict rules. It wasn't as safe as...
Were you living in a city?
Yeah, in a small city and in a very small flat with my sister later on.
Okay.
Obviously.
But it was not what you were used to, playing with the cows and the sheep and the forest and
then
the squirrels.
School. Wake up early. Rules.
Okay.
Right.
You know.
Just wondering what, looking back, what impact did that have on you, that whole experience of thinking that this was your mother, then realising she wasn't, and then going backwards and forwards between the two families?
It gave me something that obviously I got to find out later on in therapy. Abandonment issues.
Can you explain a bit more, if it's comfortable?
I was confused. I couldn't understand. Probably nobody bothered to explain to me why.
Right.
Why are you going? Why am I here? Why are you leaving me? And then repeatedly my grandmother used to say, and I do have a glimpse, a memory, that I used to close myself in the bathroom and cry.
It's fascinating, isn't it? That's where abandonment comes. Because there's the leaving, the coming, the leaving. And you'll find that you'll get children where they were fostered as a baby, then fostered again. They actually give up. They give up with the attachment because there's no trust.
Was that the case with you?
Yeah, I got this beautiful avoidant attachment style, or a mix rather, anxious with avoidant, where the message that got back to me was, it's okay to go out and search for love, but don't attach too much because they will leave you anyway at some point.
Yeah.
It's not really safe. So now...
so that's your inner voice.
Now in relationship, all of them, not necessarily romantic. An avoidant has the tendency to need a lot of space and a lot of time to process what's going on. And because my mom was at some point quite distant while growing up, she didn't had a secure attachment style. She was overwhelmed. They had it rough during communism, where Ceausescu was in charge of the country, a president for a long time, and he was rough, very rough. So they were basically, both my parents, fighting for their own survival and, you know, to put food on the table and pay the bills. And so the last thing they had in mind was, oh my God, my children's attachment style, you know.
So going into therapy, is that when you realised that you had this abandonment wound and how it was showing up in your relationships? Had you any inkling of that before? Did you notice any patterns? And
my curiosity came randomly one day from a video on Facebook, because obviously I was scrolling endlessly and just, you know, wasting time. And in that video, something resonated, obviously, as a subconscious level, and it just hooked me up, and I had to know more and more and more.
if you're enjoying a bunch of therapists, why not like, subscribe and share with a friend? And is this Bowlby's theory of attachment? Is that what you're talking about? Okay.
Yes. Something related to that. It was a podcast.
Okay.
A Romanian podcast. And then later on, the more I read, the more I learned about it, I realized that I'm ignorant and I have no idea. And just hit me. I was a mess. Lost my
what
job.
else was going on?
I had no, I didn't have a relationship. I didn't have a relationship with myself to begin with. No relationship with my children. I was a mess. I was very controlling.
What did that look like?
Very painful.
Was there anger?
Painful. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
But that's what you show on the surface is the control. But it's what's behind the control. What's the need to control?
And I was in denial.
Oh, that's a big one. That's very powerful.
Absolutely.
I think half the world, or maybe half the world are in denial, aren't they?
Yes.
Lots of things that go on, they go, well, that's okay.
Yes.
How was that anger showing up? How was it coming out?
You're laughing. What did you do?
Oh, my God. I'm not very proud of many things that I've done. But the main problem for me, it was not asking for help.
Okay.
So I'm not going to ask you for help. I'm not going to tell you my needs. I'm going to expect you to know exactly what I need. And if you don't, offer, if you don't guess my needs, I'm going to lash out. I'm going to grow up resentful, which is stupid to begin with. But when you're little, everything makes sense.
Sure.
Yeah. You have parents. They have to be attuned to your needs.
So you wanted rescuing?
So, yeah.
You wanted them to rescue you?
Yeah. Is this romantic idea that if you love me, you should know. And then on one side, you're growing up with nobody putting in the effort to acknowledge your needs or to say it's okay to have that need. That's normal. And so, yeah, why should I verbalize? Because this is not how I grew up.
So you were angry?
I was angry all the time. Tantrums, sulking. I was very immature emotionally. So tantrums were my speciality. I discovered that anger was my best friend. It's just that I couldn't contain it. And it was so easy to cover with anger some stuff that I didn't really want to connect with, like sadness, my loss. So it was so easy to be angry.
Well, because anger was your best friend.
Yeah.
You needed to find some other friends to play with.
It's so
You
brave.
knew how to do that.
It's really brave of you to say that because I know so many people watching and listening will see a part of themselves in that. And it's hard to be experiencing those tantrums as an adult as well because, yeah, we go through that moment, but then how do you feel afterwards? Say that.
Well, in the moment, I had no problem. I wasn't feeling, I had no emotional intelligence, how we call it today, yeah? So obviously, I was in a very powerful position.
You were right.
You do as I say so,
Yeah.
you know, as long as you live under my roof, no comments. So it was quite, good.
So how long did you live that way? Wanting to be rescued and rageful and...
I don't think I needed to be rescued. Or I let me rephrase that. I don't think I was aware or I needed to be rescued by somebody. I was very independent and I had it all, you know, under my control and my power. And that was really important.
So how did you get then from living your life and then coming from Romania to London? Because it's a big jump. I think a lot of people are kind of leaving their country to another country. Did you speak English?
A little bit. So I had a crush on one boy. Very big crush. He had a very close group of girls that was looking at him like, ah, and they're all speaking English, and I felt so stupid because they used to gossip, or maybe it was just my imagination, I don't know. And I couldn't fit in, and I had to learn. So I started learning on my own. I had a dictionary, and I can't remember. And then I went to uni, and I had to learn English, and so I learned to speak on my own. It wasn't easy, but I think I did a good job. And so, to answer to your question, my father has a cousin. She lives in UK for 20 years now.
Okay.
And at some point after my divorce, he said, look, what about if you go and try? Because I kept saying, I'm fed up, I can't do this shit anymore. You know, I need to do something. And this is how I came here. She brought me here. And I did all the possible jobs at a time. And here I am today.
Which jobs did you do?
Oh my God, in a dry cleaning shop, waitress. And then I ended up in Costa as an assistant manager.
Were you scared? Were you excited? What was going on?
Numb. Couldn't, because if I would have allowed myself to feel, I would have died probably. That was the
Sure.
I had to do it somehow.
So how long have you been here in the UK?
Since 2013.
But then when you went into therapy, you had to start feeling, I'm guessing?
That was nasty. That was so bad. So bad. I didn't had a very good start. My first therapist was a bit, I think she had some issues on her own that she didn't
So you could
you
could pick it up.
Yes. And
How did you know that?
because she kept cancelling and rescheduling.
Oh.
And so she was pushing on my abandonment wound all the time.
So the structure wasn't there. There was no holding.
She did apologize in the end, and we had a beautiful ending session and so on, which mattered. But then I was like, I'm not coming back. I need to find somebody else. But I managed to find one, and I just love her. I have such a good relationship. I found this therapist, and let's put it this way. I knew she is the one for me. We had those 15 minutes introductory call, and at some point she was asking me a few questions, and I was sobbing. I was like, this is good.
Because you don't allow yourself to be vulnerable very often.
No, hell no. And she said something. Oh, so I can't remember exactly the whole thing, but she said, "Oh, so you are in survival mode." I was like, "What is that?" I was quite in the beginning. Yeah, I got to find out later on that yes, I was pretty much.
That's how you survived, huh?
Yeah,
Survival mode.
I had to.
What have you learned about yourself?
That I'm a wonderful person, obviously. Obviously. Very modest as well. That being vulnerable is the key. But you need to have a certain amount of wisdom as well to know when to be vulnerable, with whom, and how much you give as well. Because it's a very slippery slope as well. And somehow we have this, I would call it, innate wisdom, if we learn how to listen to ourselves, to know when and how much.
It's true. But that comes with time.
And going back to my therapist, she was the one that was able to make me let my guard down and just let it out, like completely, everything. That was my space where I didn't had any, I wasn't scared. It took a while. I'm not going to bullshit around. It took a while, obviously, because my guard was, and I was getting angry with her or frustrated. Projection, a lot of projection. But in the end, I could just let it out, all of it. And I can't tell you how many times I just crushed on the floor, sobbing like a baby, or be angry or frustrated. And she could hold me.
And so then you trained to be a therapist, doing all your assignments and everything.
I was looking for a way to grow, so then it will open another opportunity, another door for a better job, for a better life. I have no idea what the hell I was looking for. And so I like to, looking back, I like to say, I think this counseling profession chose me. I didn't choose it.
But I think sometimes in a moment, people go, do you know what, I'm just going to do it.
Yeah, like F it. Let's go for it. Let's see what it...
There's nothing else to lose here.
Yeah.
And you're having a good experience with your therapist.
Yes.
So you thought, well, let's give it a go.
Let's see where it goes. And
so now that you went through it and qualified, how does it feel?
Amazing. And now, paradoxically, I'm looking back and it's blurry. I can't really say. There is no clear idea on how I used to be. It's like it's such a confused space. I was just going through life not knowing.
You probably weren't very present either, were you?
No. I wasn't attuned to.
So you don't recognise yourself?
No.
I don't mean now, but trying to reflect back, you don't recognise yourself. But that probably tells you a lot, that you just weren't connected to yourself.
I wasn't. And something that I like to recommend to my clients as well, therapy is not enough. You have 1 hour with another human being once a week, if you're brave or you have resources, because it's not...
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you can go twice a week. That's fantastic if you can do that. But again, it's not enough. So I do encourage them to read a lot, listen to podcasts, go and dance, go and connect with Mother Nature. Because only 1 hour a week is not enough. It's good. It's necessary. It's like you take your car to an MOT. Yeah. When your washing machine is breaking or whatever it might be the case, you look into it. You try to fix it, right? And it's so important to go and clean your mind and try to look inwards and see.
But it's interesting you say that, because a lot of people, if they're thinking about therapy, they go into the I need to fix my depression, fix my anxiety, fix my stress, fix my sadness. I go in and sort that out. That issue gets you into the room. That is not the issue. Okay, it's deeper than that.
And if you don't know how to navigate all those emotions, then you're gonna do what I did before therapy. You'll be angry. You'll be restless. You're gonna have insomnia. You're gonna have all these symptoms that you're not gonna have any idea what the hell is going on.
So how do you, now that you've qualified as a therapist and working with clients, how are you with them? What do you bring to the table because of your experiences?
I think it's tailored on each client that I'm working with. Fundamentally, it's an attachment story. It doesn't matter with whom you're working with. And it's going to show up in different way. It takes a little bit of time to understand the story that they are saying to themselves. That doesn't make it necessarily
the real story.
A real story.
Part the story.
It's a matter of, most of the time, unmet needs. And so once you have an understanding about the lack, whatever it might be the case, then it tells you in which way you can process with the healing. What do they need? How can you show up in a way consistently to help them, heal?
Alina, thank you so much for sharing your story. It honestly has been lovely to speak with you.
Thank you.
Before we do finish though, for our viewers and our listeners, Michaela and I ask all our guests to leave a little nugget of wisdom. What would be yours?
I think it takes courage. And again, it might sound like a cliche, but it's damn true. It's really true. It takes courage to take the move and go and ask for help, but it's a must if you want a little bit of freedom, a little bit of relief, a chance to live your life differently and actually enjoy.
Even the simple things.
Yeah.
And the first thing that I've done when I've learned to love myself, I cried a lot.
And that's healthy, huh?
And that's healthy.
And you are so lovable.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hope so.
You've been listening to A Bunch of Therapists with me, Michaela McCarthy, and Dipti Solanki.
And if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to review, like and subscribe to wherever you listen to your podcasts. And do follow us on our socials. Until next time, see you soon.